afternoon. My name is Natalie Fani-González. I'm the Brown Council member in District 6. And today is an awesome day because we're celebrating Mother Language Day. It's a day declared by United Nations to recognize foreign languages. Now, you may think, and that was yesterday, but since we're celebrating today, we're celebrating today. You may think, Natalie, why is this so important? Well, as you may know, I'm the only immigrant on the county council, and English is not my first language. You can hear my beautiful accent. And I'm very proud of my heritage, and I'm also proud of the people who work in the state of Maryland to ensure more kids understand the importance of learning a foreign language. And with me today, I have three amazing, powerful women who I have met many years ago. Two of them I met when I was in high school, and another one I met when we were in college. I'm going to start with Mrs. Flores. Mrs. Flores was my teacher in high school. When I came to the States, I came in 10th grade. I didn't speak English. And where's Mr. Flores? Somewhere. Oh, I see you. Oh, the guy with the camera. All right. So when I came to the States as an ESOL student, I was placed in a math class. And as soon as I get into the math class, Mr. Flores was my math teacher, and he noticed that my math was very, very good. And that very same day, he went to the principal's office and told them, this kid, although she does not speak English, her math is very advanced. She should not be in that class. So he fought for me. I ended up in AP Calculus. Imagine that. Because you don't need to understand the language when you know numbers, right? When I took the SAT, my math score was almost perfect. My English was not very good looking, but I ended up okay, I think. So that day, when he helped me change classes, he told me, you gotta take classes with my wife, who also works in this same high school. She's a Spanish teacher. And I said, but I speak Spanish. I'm here to learn English. And he said, at some point, you gotta take her AP Spanish class because you're learning literature there, which is a totally different thing. So finally, when I got to my senior year of high school, I went to her class and completely changed my life because it's not just speaking the language, it's understanding how to write the language and loving the language. So that was my connection with Mrs. Flores, who's after 40 years in academia, she's about to retire, and she has dedicated herself to the entire state of Maryland, leading a department on world languages, and pushing the state of Maryland to do amazing things with different languages in the county. I'm gonna give her her time so she can speak. Then the second person that I want to introduce is her former delegate, Ana So Gutierrez. I met Ana when I was in high school too, being an activist many years ago, and her passion for foreign languages, it's amazing, in her passion to ensure that kids, especially people like me who were not born here, could succeed. We owe her so much, and I'm very glad that she came here today, and she'll speak about her contributions in the state. And then the last person that I want to introduce is my dear friend Tamara Hewlett, who Tamara met when I was in college. Okay, so we both went to Goucher College, and she now works for MCPS, one of the leaders in MCPS, and I'm going to let her talk about her contributions within the MCPS community. With that, before I read the proclamation, I'm going to ask Mrs. Flores to please share a few words.
Thank you, Natalie. Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation to this event and for giving me the opportunity to talk about languages and to share my passion for language with you. As a K-12 World and Classical Language Supervisor in Prince George's County Public School, when we talk about languages that have implication for identity, communication, that is so important in the 21st century. We talk too about custom, traditions, value, social integrations, education, and development. These components go hand in hand with your culture. It is very important that we celebrate the International Mother Language Day, which is observed every year and serves as a reminder to promote linguistic, cultural diversity, address global problems, and to celebrate and reinforce the achievement of humanity. As supervisor in Prince George's County, we offer 12 languages. A student can choose the language that they feel will help them to become an asset to society and our community. We develop and manage the Spanish and French native speaker tongues and for some of our students. They can feel the power of their own language and be proud of their intangible heritage. We need to promote a global conversation, take steps, and create tools for the preservation, revitalization, and the promotion of all languages around the world. 2 years ago, we introduced a new course to Prince George's County Public Schools and the state of Maryland. The name, Foundation of Interpretation and Translation. It's important to take into consideration that translation is a necessary tool and a big component of languages. When I started PGCPS in 1984, I encountered students with poor knowledge of the native language. It was then that I developed advanced languages classes and took time to elevate the importance of the native language. Councilmember Ms. Natalie Fani-González sat in my class and witnessed how her peers fell in love with their languages and learned to be proud of their heritage. There is no better satisfaction for educators than to see that their students are successful in life and to see them become a powerful tool for the global society. It is important to empower and be connected, outdated models of understanding. And to finish, I would like you to answer and reflect on this. How can you bring a more critical lens to the dissemination of the importance of language in order to improve our practices and leave to the side any bias about languages and culture? We can create a better world. Are you ready for the language journey? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Flores. Next, we're going to have Ms. Tamara Hewlett, Director of the Department of English Learners and Multilingual Education for MCPS.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very honored to be here today. Thank you, Councilwoman Natalie Fani. When I think about what language means, language is a tool for communication. Language is inextricably tied to culture. So it's very important that when we meet people who speak different languages, we honor what they come with. So as the director of the Department of English Learners and Multilingual Education in Montgomery County Public Schools, that is our mission, to honor the languages that our students enter our doors through, build upon those languages, and not be subtractive. It's important that students and people in general understand that they are whole, whatever language they speak. When you add another language, you're cognitively becoming even better at what it is that you're doing and how to communicate. And so we honor everyone who speaks languages, multiple languages. I don't want to center English, so that's why I'm trying not to mention it. But the students that I serve are adding English to their linguistic repertoire. And it's important that we don't shun the languages they come with. We only build upon those languages, strengthen those languages, and add English to their linguistic repertoire. Language connects our students for generations. If we continue to build on the languages of the mother tongue, generations, grandchildren can communicate with their grandparents. Students can communicate and grow and become global citizens. So it's very important that we honor the mother language, and I'm so glad that this day exists. So thank you.
And last but definitely not least, the powerhouse, former delegate Ana Gutierrez. I'm gonna go like this.
Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. I want to congratulate you, Nata, and the council for voting in this wonderful proclamation. It's the first time I've been in here in person. My first question as an engineer was, how did they fit so many seats in the same space? But I watch you Zoom. I am here to give my support for this proclamation, and it's been something that I was born with. Mother tongue, why is mother included in that? Because your mother teaches the child how to speak, and that mother tongue is so very important. Though I sometimes think I had two mother tongues because I speak both Spanish and English, and I feel comfortable in both languages. I only wake up in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping and dreaming about somebody who doesn't speak the language I'm sleeping. I'm dreaming in. I wake up and I sleep and I change languages, and that's fine. But other than the importance of supporting this proclamation and really supporting the concept that my colleagues have expressed of embracing those who are not like you and welcome them in. And so we have many here in Montgomery County whose native language is not English, and yet they've come here and they work here and they want the same thing that we all want for our children, for our family. And language is so important to be able to do that. And so this is a wonderful proclamation that hopefully will make Montgomery County a standout in supporting those that are different from us, speak different from us. One of the most proud moments was when the bill that I introduced, it took 3 years to get it passed, was a seal of biliteracy. It wasn't original. I stole it from California, of course, but it recognized that in schools, those students that made the effort to learn another language, and not just learn it, cuss words or whatever it is, but to learn the literature and to learn how to write it and to be proficient in the language, were recognized by the school as having achieved something, as an achievement that would help them in college, go to college, get accepted at college, and in their work. And so the seal of biliteracy now is Maryland law. And so many students are now graduating with a seal of biliteracy. So I couldn't be happier this moment and this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you, Natalie, and thank you, Council.
Thank you so much to the Honorable Ana Sol Gutierrez for introducing that bill a few years ago, which is now law. So I'm going to read the proclamation right now, and it says, the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland Proclamation. Whereas, bear with me, language is a means of communication and a reflection of culture, identity, heritage, and opportunity. The 2024 theme for International Mother Language Day is Multilingual Education, a Pillar of Learning and Intergenerational Learning, which highlights the importance of promoting, preserving, and celebrating the diversity and richness of languages spoken worldwide. And whereas preserving and mastering the mother language from a young age benefits students in multilingual environments, as their language expertise can open more doors later in life. Languages are an economic driver, and research shows that countries that actively nurture multilingualism see many benefits, including a more diverse and innovative workforce. And whereas it has also been shown that bilingual and bilaterate individuals have an easier time understanding math, that's right, concepts and solving complex problems. That is why fostering language learning helps our economy in the long term. And we must recognize programs like the Maryland Seal of Biliteracy for incentivizing students to develop an advanced understanding of languages early in their lives. And whereas we must also recognize dedicated educators teaching foreign languages in the school system, not only Montgomery County, but throughout the state. We're fortunate to have dedicated educators like Mrs. Maria Flores, who embodies the spirit of International Mother Language Day. Her passion for language and culture shines through in her teaching, inspiring her students to explore new ways of expressing themselves and connecting with others in an ever-increasing complex world. Mrs. Flores' commitment to promoting multilingualism and cultural understanding has impacted the entire state of Maryland by enriching the lives of thousands of students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby commemorates International Mother Language Day 2024, and be further resolved that Montgomery County appreciates the diverse languages and cultures we present and embrace multilingualism as an economic development driver. Presented on this day, on 2024, by Natalie Fani-González and Council President Andrew Fritzen. Thank you.